Hello, everybody. I'll be presenting my Module 2 RAPA virtual presentation. The development of the market revolution and its impact focus on technology that were listing many cotton gin and telegraphic and steamboats and railroads, which was making transportation to be an improvement for canals, railroads, and railways. Industrial system, the labor were like factory wages and labors. During this time, government supported its policies that will increase businesses, which in the discussion board impact the national economy was increasing. There was many rise of region economy for the south and the north. There was many gender roles that were being changed and including division two. The expansion really changed the westward and the results were now starting to politically be in a debate. Now, the Jackson Democracy and the changes of American policies was the definition of a common man that was created by rising numbers of suffrage for white men's. The opponents during this time was making into the best of making national banks and was making an enlargement of voters that were participating, meaning that there was many rise of political parties, which was making a lot of Democrats and wings during this time, which created an election campaign of changes for the election rallies and motion slogans, which ended property requirements for voting. Now, according to many of these authors, in 2025, there was an additional to expand white man's right to vote and democracy currently also lead to new styles of political party organization. Most evidence during the New York states in the years after the War of 1812. Now, during this time of social religion movements, there was many religion during the Second Great Awakening and a lot of listing of social like women's right, abominationism, temperance, and utopian communities. Now, to understand what the Second Great Awakening is, it was mainly the idea of personal salvation was moral responsibility and having free will, which was a way to bring society into perfection. And the major movement was mainly was abolish masements. Sorry, I can't say that word, but women's right and temperance, which the border impact were challenged by tradition promoting justice, creating a future for political debates, which was reforming many movements that was trying to fix a social problem. Now, the westward expansion, there was economy opportunities, government land policies, transportation technology, and manifest destiny that American believed they were trying to move many movements in the westward land. Um, this was a very serious and more suffering conflict at that time because during this time, people was wanting to move in that area because of its land, because it was cheap, and transportation was just a lot more easier and made people communicate more faster around the country. But the bad side effect was that it was making Native Americans in displacement and slavery and sectional intent. And the environment culture was just a huge change at the time, which many populations and division was worsening over slavery. Now, here are the key factors of peoples: Eli Whitney, Andrew Jackson, Dorsey X, and Frederick Douglass. Now, a lot of them will have like the idea of the American marketing revolution about back then of the days. For example, the first listing that I put in was the idea of the impact of Southern cotton economy, but sadly was expanding many slaveries. And Andrew Jackson was the promotion of power to the common man, and there was peoples who wanted to help others with mental illness or the environment of prisoners of the condition of the environment where they just wanted to make things a little bit more easier and better for the peoples, which kind of reflect in the Great Awakening. Now, at the time, Frederick Douglass was trying to abolish and fight for equality, making him like a lead voice for abolishing and civil rights, which he published autobiography of narrative in the life of Frederick Douglass. He was the founder of North Star and fought in the Black suffrage and I can't say that emancipation, meaning that he fought for justice and freedom. Now, at the end of my slide, here are the reference page that I pulled up from from the internet to help you understand what the timeline was like back in the days. And I would just want to say thank you for watching my video.